Hi everybody, I am not going to wait for people to come on because you can catch this afterwards. If some of you come on then great, but if not you can watch it afterwards on catch up and tag your teams in the link below. So I have been asked loads recently to do training on driving lines because it's one of the topics that I feel really strongly about that we should all be doing. And it was my topic for Ruby University, and unfortunately because of ill health I had to go home, so I didn't get to cover it, and I do have some top tips for it, so I just wanted to do a live video so you can all hear my opinion on it. Remember, this training is my opinion and what you take from it is up to you. So I know we've got some new executives in the group as well, so I just want to give you a quick recap on my story first, so it all makes sense to you. So went to uni, had my own business, and then I am doing network marketing and Nu Skin because I wanted to start a family, and my business that I had would not have worked around a family life, but obviously very independent and like to have my own finances. So I was looking for another option, something that I could do working from home, and have found this business is absolutely perfect. Got introduced 3.5 years ago, hit executive really quick within 7 weeks. Well, at that time 7 weeks was really quick. There's some of you that do that in 7 days now, but at the time that was really quick. And then I spent all year really struggling to maintain executive status and really struggling for 2,000 points. Like, it was a mad panic the last 48 hours of the month to get my 2,000 points in, and it was just always really stressful, and it was really that made me think that this wasn't what I wanted to do. And as lots of you know, 2.5 years ago I was quitting the business. I'd gone down to provisional executive, was going to fall back to distributor, and then I went to an event very similar to the one that we had at the weekend, a 2-day event, and things completely changed for me, and followed the system to the absolute T for 2.5 years. Every single day since, and this is where I am now. So within 15 months I'd hit the top end of the compensation plan. But at one of my early events, I heard the phrase, you go wide for show or you go deep for dough, and that really stuck with me. And because with our compensation plan you can be paid 6 generations deep, so 6 levels deep, so you can introduce someone who introduces someone, and we can be paid up to 6 levels deep. And that is really unique compared to a lot of other compensation plans in the industry. So we can build across as wide as we want to go, but we can go deep down 6 levels. And so I think it was another big leader in Europe that was multi-million-dollar circle earner that said wide for show, deep for dough, and that really stuck with me. Because at the end of the day, it is the money that changes your life. It's not the pin title, and so it's volume. And I really believe that 2.5 years ago, when things started changing for me, was when I started focusing on the system, and then within 8 months I'd hit Ruby, and then 7 weeks later I was an Emerald. And you can be a really flat Ruby when you hit it, and I was really flat, and I was like, had my just 4 frontline executives. I think one was gold, so maybe like 5 executives in my organisation as a Ruby. So I was just scraping the average Ruby wage. But now there's Rubies in this group which are far beyond the average Ruby wage, which is absolutely amazing. And that's how the way it should be if you're building a strong, deep organisation. So as I said, then like about 1.5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, things really clicked again, and I was like, okay, so the way I get what I want is by showing someone else what they want. This business isn't about us, it's about other people. And if I show other people how to create volume, that helps me create the volumes that I want. And again, that just really clicked with me. And again, the whole wide for show, deep for dough, it all connected together. And sometimes we do have to be in the business a while before things click and like match the dots and things like that. So I've just got my notes that I keep referring to because I don't want to miss anything. So I just want to get across to people how important it is to build a business. And for some people, you know, you might be the sort of person that likes going for a pin title because you like the recognition, which is great. Recognition is amazing. But ultimately, if you're like me and you want to build something where you want to change your family's lives, ultimately it is the money, so it's volume over pin title for me. And I have said that time and time again, that's no big secret. So how do you do that? And I know that Nicholas covered this slide for me at Ruby University about green time and red time, recruitment mode versus management mode, but I know that some people in this group were not there, so I'm just going to go through with it. So green time is where you should be spending 80% of your time, and that is recruitment mode. That is green time creates volume in your organisation. So things that you'd be doing in your green time is obviously your recruiting, demos, basic training, following up, closing, online bombs, going out to do meetings, getting face-to-face in front of people. So anything that's going to recruit people into your business and is going to create you volume is what you want to be doing 80% of your time. And really, I know that some people get to you know, they hit a first pin title and they take their foot off the gear a little bit because they're like, oh, I've hit a pin title, now I need to go and like be 80% in management mode because I've got a team. That is absolutely not what you should be doing. And I actually was advised by my uplines to stay in 80% recruitment mode way past the blue diamond point, and actually still now I'm advised 80% recruitment time. So, and your team will do what you do. And I've seen it so many times. If you stop recruiting, your team stop recruiting. So you need to very much be doing that. And then 20% of your time is red time, and that's more like management time. So that's sending out links, doing your admin, doing your groups and all things like that. So whatever time you can allow to spend on your business per day, you need to work out, okay, 80% of that needs to be my green time. What am I doing in that? How much time have I got? And always stay there, and do not flip round the other way. I see so many people flip the other way, 80% management mode, 20% recruitment mode, and their businesses just start dipping. I don't want to see that for anyone. Let's keep it the right balance. And it is difficult when you get a team and people can drag you towards their goals, but what you've got to always think is what are your goals? You're not neglecting anyone. The tools are all there for people as long as you've shown people how to get started, you've put them in the right groups, you've given them the relevant information, shown them how to where to find their local meetings, how to get onto an online bomb, and all those things. The tools are there for people, for them to grow their business. And we don't want to be spending too much time spoon feeding people and taking you away from your goals. And it is something that I've done before. I have been dragged in so many different directions of different people's goals, but it's just for you to stay focused on what you're doing. So some of my best tips are really to know the difference between a distributor and an executive, because you can have people that hit executive that are just distributors. They just want to sell products, they're good at selling products, they put the volume through, but these lines probably at this moment in time are not going to go any deeper. So if you have got a line like that in your business, that's why you need to carry on recruiting, because the average commissions in the compensation plan are based on people doing 3,000 points per month, not 2,000, and driving down your lines as well. So if you've got an executive that's 2,000 points, that's maybe just a really good distributor, not too keen on recruiting, maybe it's got that odd person, odd friend selling some toothpaste and bits and pieces for them, that line's probably not going to drive down, and it is a weak line. So that's why you also need to always stay in recruitment mode. And sometimes when we have distributing executives, they can quite easily drop away if they just decide, oh, I'm going on holiday, I'm going to have some time out. You can easily lose a line that way. So what we want to do is we want to produce executives under executives and executives under those, and really drive your lines deeper. So it's really crucial to know the difference between a distributor and an executive. The other reason why you want to know the difference is because you want to give the people the right relevant training. So people that just want to sell, and this is why you need to ask somebody what their goals are when they're starting. Do they just want to sell, or are they interested in building a team? Some people want to sell to start with to build their confidence, and then they'll introduce a team at a later date, or some people will just stay as selling. And we need to make sure that we're putting them, giving them the right advice. I don't do any silver booklet training with someone until someone is LOI. By silver book, just in case other people don't call it that, that's your fast start booklet, your the system that we follow. If there is anyone in this group that does not have that or know what it is, then please get in touch with your upline executive or Ruby executive to make sure you can find out where you're getting that, because if everyone's in this group, they should be following that every single day. That is a system you're following as an executive. So I don't give any training on that system until someone is in an LOI, they've done 1,000 points. So that means they've either bought a business build kit, or they've bought a showcase kit and done the rest of their points, or they've sold their products and got themselves up to 1,000 points and they're interested in building a team. Because I've wasted so much time training people on a system when they are just distributors and they have got no intention of doing anything with this business, and it completely confuses people. So no training until people are at LOI. Also, this is one of my biggest pet hates for wasting time, and that is when people duplicate groups that are already there. So obviously we have here an executive group, and we have the distributor group. If you are an executive, gold or lapis, or even it depends how big your organisation is once you get to ruby and emerald, I do not feel that you should have your own groups. Remember I said this is my opinion. Why are people wasting time? Instead of recruiting and spending 80% time in recruitment mode, why are people taking information from different uplines groups and putting it into their own support group for their own team? You are wasting time. Valuable recruiting time, valuable volume building time, instead of utilising your uplines group. All the tools that we need are in both of these groups that we have, and some of you will be in your own sponsors groups, and there'll be some other really strong groups, which is great. That's fine. But don't go screenshotting things from different people's groups, copying and pasting into groups if you are just an executive, gold or lapis, or even a ruby that is not on the wage that they want to be on. Because you are wasting time. And also you have to think, do you want your distributors and executives duplicating groups and wasting time? We want everyone to be in 80% recruitment mode, so let's duplicate the right things, which is recruiting and not managing a load of groups. Also, too many groups is information overload when someone joins. If you're like, I'm going to put you in my group, and I'm going to put you in my uplines group, and I'm going to put you in my uplines group, and then I'm going to put you in this other training group, people just get so confused. Just keep it so simple for people and utilise your uplines groups. And that is like absolute key for me. I just see so many people that aren't where they want to be in their business, and they're posting about 5 or 6 times a day in groups. Well, you have to go and find that information to put in there, and it's time you could be spent recruiting. And on that note, also, I just want to say that team chats are fine. If you have a team chat, so you've got a group of people that you've recruited, you're going to put them into a WhatsApp chat or something like that, keep the energy high. They can all help answer each other's questions. That's fine, just not like loads of groups on Facebook and things like that. Also, 3 welcome messages a day. So if you have a team and you've got some people that are recruiting within your team, you want to make sure that people are welcomed in the right way. So we have our welcome to the distributor group, which helps, I think, really helps people feel part of something. And what I do is I go through my organisation and I welcome myself to at least 3 people a day, and that's so that they understand that they have a support system, they understand that they have 6 uplines. This is something that I often talk to people about, and just like a really friendly hi, welcome to the business, just thought I'd introduce you as part of your support system. If you have any questions on anything, just let me know. So just a really nice simple message, just so they were like, oh, there is quite a lot of support. The person that's introduced me told me there is, and now this person's come in and edified that point that they've made, that there is loads of support. So that's one of my tips. Also, monitor your organisation. This is something that I've been doing for a long time. I've gone through my organisation and I've found people that are on 400-500 points. I've messaged them and said, really well done on your points this month. Are you going for 1,000 points to start executive qualification? I have executives in this group now, Executives Goals and Beyond, that actually didn't know that there was a business attached to it. They didn't know about working towards executive. They were just told that they could sell and make some money, and they hadn't been shown the compensation plan. So I found that really key for driving my lines as well, is finding people that have done 400-500 points in a month and say, you've done amazing, are you going for 1,000? See what they say. Do they know that there's a business attached to it? If they don't, get them straight onto an online bomb. The online bomb's absolutely key for driving your business. That in half an hour you hear someone's story, you hear about the company, the compensation plan, everything is edified. So if someone is thinking, yes, I want to make the transition from selling to go over to building the business, you have to get them onto an online bomb. If there is, at the moment we have them on a Tuesday, the European bombs via Fuse, code 2876391. If it's too late to wait till the following Tuesday, and get them on an online bomb with one of your uplines ASAP. The majority of leaders will be able to go through an online presentation in 15-20 minutes, and it's something that I really recommend. When you're executive, you start learning, getting up and presenting at a business presentation and at a live event, even if it's starting with a testimonial, then saying that you'll do a few slides, or helping out with the online ones, and getting confident with being able to show this business presentation online. It's been an absolute key part of me driving my lines in my business. It was something that I did absolutely tons of last year, and I would just say to somebody, if you've got, someone interested and they've got a group of people, let's all get on an online bomb now, and that worked really well. I actually used to have 2 a day going on within this group, and it's something that we're definitely going to bring back more of, but we need leaders to step up and be able to help, and people that are going to be committed to sticking to their time slots and wanting to come on and learn as well. So I believe that everybody should be on the online presentations on a Tuesday if they don't know how to present them, and you need to go to every single live event and take notes on the bomb until you know exactly what you're saying, and then you need to practice it and practice it and practice it. And because if you're going to drive your lines, you need to know how to present this business presentation in 15-20 minutes to people. You need to be able to jump online quickly on a Fuse call or a Zoom call, and to be able to show people the business quick. And so I would really recommend everyone to do that. Also, if you have a group, because you have a larger organisation, or you are maybe an admin in someone's group, I would say just have an approve in option. This for me is something that sometimes drives me absolutely crazy, as a lot of you know, because sometimes I can have 500 people pending approval for the distributor group. However, I believe it has been a phenomenal tool for my business because I know who the key recruiters are in my business. I see the same names pop up and I know who's recruiting quickly. And I think this is a little mistake that some people make when they're wanting to drive their lines. They're looking for just people on the system that are doing volume. And yes, that's great when you're monitoring your organisation, but guess what? A lot of these key recruiters that are coming in, they're coming in quick, they're good at recruiting, they haven't done any volume yet in either of their people because they don't actually quite know what they're doing, but they're really good recruiters. So by being very active in your groups and finding these key recruiters that haven't done the volume yet, you can help them start driving some volume. And this has been so key for my business. I message people all the time from the group to say, I see you doing really well recruiting, you've added a lot of people in. If you need any help with getting people started, just let me know, because they might not have done any volume yet, but they're so good at signing people up, and this is what we want. If you find someone good that's good at signing people up, you want to keep them, you want to nurture them, you want to show them what they're doing, you want to support them, because this is half the battle. We meet people that want this and they can't find anyone to sign up. So if you find someone that's really good at signing people up, you want to keep them and you want to make sure that you know who they are and you're helping them every step of the way. And that has been massive as well for my business. So that's a few of my top tips. Be really active in your groups, monitor your organisation, be present in terms of a support, and you can only really do that if you are looking at your organisation and your groups and finding out who these people are. As I said, there's no point clutching on to